Hey everyone, hope you're well. Welcome back to the Airbnb Formula, our daily little episode that I'm doing from now on. Today I want to talk a lot about direct bookings. It seems to be a hot topic and something that, is a game changer for short-term rental businesses. If you're in this space and you're not doing and you haven't got a good direct booking strategy behind it, then, you are relying on someone else to drive your business through your doors, which for me is never a good idea. So I'm just going to run through where I think you can get direct bookings from. We're currently running at about 67% right now for this month in terms of direct bookings. We have had it as high as sort of 75%, and I am putting things in place with regards to a better booking site and some trust certifications to be able to hopefully drive that into the 70s and high 70s consistently every single month, which I think when you can get it to that, it's you stand yourself in good stead to make some good money all the time, and you're kind of relying on everything, on yourself and what you can do rather than relying on booking channels and who you're competing against. So first and foremost, low-hanging fruit. So previous guests, current guests, future guests. If you're not talking to them, you really need to be picking the phone up. You need to be asking them why they're staying, how long they're staying for, whether they're going to be, in the area for a long period of time, and really just interrogating them, obviously in a nice way, and finding out if there's any clues there as to whether you can get more from them and, ultimately then get them off the channels and therefore save yourself on the 15-18% commissions, depending on where you're lying on the booking channels. So for me, first part is, as I said, your low-hanging fruit. Number two is hotels and bed and breakfasts. Now, vans, I call it van stalking. We go out every Monday, Tuesday night between the hours of 6 and 8 o'clock, and we just have a drive around the local car parks, take a note of any vans that are there, take pictures of the livery on the side of the vans, and then we will be contacting them the next morning and just, again, interrogating them, asking good questions, finding out why they're in the area, seeing if they're, here for a while, and, trying to strike deals up with them. That's beneficial for them. The home from home environment, especially with the contractors, is so much more appealing than staying in a hotel room. We speak to a lot of contractors, we speak to a lot of our guests, and this is exactly the feedback that they tell us. So we have a unique selling point that we can offer them. We can improve their employee engagement when they're out and about on site. There's nothing worse than an employer putting someone in a hotel that they're not really comfortable with, they're getting a bad night's sleep, and then they're driving them the next day to perform. If you can offer them a place where they're going to be more satisfied, they're going to perform better at work, and these are the sort of things that we're going to be talking to companies about. Second, which is in kind of relation to the van stalking, on a Tuesday and Wednesday morning, where in McDonald's and fast food breakfast shops, these are where the guys will go typically to get their breakfasts on the morning. If you spot any out of area vans, take a note, even try and have a conversation with them there and then, and you just never know what might come of it. This stuff does work. Obviously you've got to set time aside to do it, and you've got to be consistent with it. It might not work on the first time, might not work on the second time, but the third time you might get a $6,000 booking. So it's that ROI of time invested that you need to be mindful of, and you should be tracking your results, how many hours you've spent versus what value of bookings you've got from it. And that in itself should let you know whether it's worth doing, or as we do, whether it's worth paying somebody to go and do that. And then we're leveraging that task and making sure that doesn't get forgotten about. Every week, put time in the diary to contact and visit construction sites. So again, drive in, take note of what's going on, potentially get out and ask for questions. And if you really wanted to, you could leave business cards on the vans, but it's not necessarily as powerful as actually picking up the phone. How many business cards just get tossed on the floor of a car park. At the end of the day, you want to try and get that conversation, have a conversation with them, and try and tell them what you do. A business card can't tell someone what you do. LinkedIn, another great place. University, hospital, and council managers, amongst many other search filters. Sales Navigator on LinkedIn allows you to filter down even more and find the perfect roles, the perfect companies. And, as long as you're not sending spammy emails and you go on LinkedIn to build relationships, you will get success from it. It is a bit of a longer term game, but you will get success from it. And, so it's really important that you put the effort in, stay consistent with it like everything, and the results will come out. All of these tips they're not going to happen overnight. It's not just a case of you go to a car park and all of a sudden you got a £6 booking. It's the consistency and showing up and doing this day by day that creates the results. Using LinkedIn as well, you can get in touch with insurance groups and claims managers specifically. That's kind of the role that you want to be aiming for. Again, don't be spammy, build relationships before you start pitching your product. And, using insurance groups, prospecting. There's also Facebook groups for insurance groups as well that you can be diving into and finding information about. So really important to, just be putting activity levels out there in all these different areas. And as you can see, it really improves your direct booking game from probably 30% to, north of 60, 65%. If you just rely on the channels, you will only have a very small direct booking game, if anything at all. If you're just relying on the odd chance that someone's going to ring you up and say, "Is there any chance we can stay again?" You're going to end up losing that customer. You can set up referral campaigns. So, whether it's a set fee, whether it's a voucher, whether it's a percentage of booking, or whether it's just a crate of beer in the fridge, whatever works for your company. The main thing about this is don't accept, "I'll pass them your details." That is not what we want. We want a name and a number, or even just a name and a company name, and we'll find the number, and then we go and do what we're good at. We get on the phone to them, we build that relationship. No one is going to do that for you, and a contractor is not going to really go out the way to do that for you when they've got a million other things to be doing. So you've got to take ownership of that lead. You've got to take ownership of getting that information, and then you'll create the direct booking. So that's kind of my top tips on where you can get it. There's a few others. I mean, we've got Google Maps, making sure that, your properties are on Google Maps and they're keyword specific. Another great way if someone's typing in. We've got Facebook hunting. There's plenty of groups where people are traveling, they're doing swaps, they're doing WhatsApp groups, things like that, where there's plenty of people coming in. You just build relationships in there, have a keen eye for anybody, have a keen eye for anybody posting anything. You've also got, you can work with estate agents. A lot of estate agents don't offer anything sub 6 months. There's plenty of people that move house and get caught in house moves. A bit like the insurance company, there's plenty of people that get caught, where the houses are flooded and they need to move out for a few months. You can actually provide that service with an estate agent, tie them into the deal somehow, and they're going to be more motivated to work with you. And little golden nugget on this one is football clubs. Now, don't be thinking Premier League. At the end of the day, a player coming over to potentially sign for, Man United or Man City isn't more than likely going to stay in one of your Airbnbs, even if it is a luxury Airbnb. They're going to be put up in probably the best hotel within Manchester. We're talking lower league football clubs. Around the transfer windows, these guys come for 2-3 week trials at a time, and when new signings are relocated to the club, they need just some short-term accommodation until they can find their feet. So really important to build connection. If you've got lower league football clubs in your area, build connections with them, and you will get some business from them if you continue to harvest those relationships. So that's my top tips today on direct bookings. Hopefully it's been helpful. Put some of them, if not all of them, into play. Put them in a consistent calendar, and as long as you take action around them, you will get results. You will improve your profitability of your business, and it's been an absolute game changer for us, just employing those people to actually drive the direct bookings. Wrap KPIs around them. Make sure you've got core key performance indicators, and you're measuring them. You make sure that you're moving forward each week. Everybody's bought into the task. Everyone's getting rewarded for achieving these direct bookings, and it really can make a difference between a successful and an unsuccessful short-term rental operation. So hope that helps. Any questions, as always, just bang them in the comments and I'll be happy to get them answered for you.